us a stronger city, and I'm proud to be your mayor. But you've also made us a stronger world and taught us the lesson that every new lie that is told must be answered with an old truth. That we know what happened. We also know as human beings that no human being's hands are ever clean. As Americans, we know what has happened to those who came before us in these lands. We know of slaves who were brought here on ships. We know, both as victims and as perpetrators of violence, maybe not by us, but by people who came before us. That it is a recognition of being human that we recognize our weakness, that we ask God for forgiveness. We ask God to remember those whose lives were cut down, children, boys and girls, innocent civilians who were there in the wrong place at the wrong time because somebody came and used violence to snuff out the potential and the line of the life that they would have given generation after generation after generation, not just to the Armenian people, but to this world. And today, as we stand together after the loss of Kasab in Syria, we say every year we can't let this happen again, and yet it happens before us. And so we must stand together to speak truth, not just of violence, but of the loss of a city that resonates with each one of us because we know it repeats the history that had happened 99 years ago. That Armenians who have lost all of their possessions and their church and their homes, and in some cases their lives, that is happening in our modern world today in 2014, and we must do everything we can to stop it. To my Turkish brothers and sisters, the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. And what you live under, which is the lies that are being taught, not just oppresses us, but it oppresses you. It oppresses this world and our potential to move forward to a world free of violence that embraces peace and love and the fundamental principles that all world religions embrace. That each one of us, our destiny is not taking the easy lies and repeating them, but learning the difficult truths and for the first time saying them. So we stand together in the beginning of yet another year of mourning, one that will take us to a full century. Let us make sure that the future years are ones in which we tell the stories with a smile on our face, a smile of survival, a smile of thriving, a smile that is the human story, because there are no more lies, just a recognition that a new chapter indeed has started, one that will complete the full circle and finally recognize the dead. Baykar, Baykar, minche verch. Baykar, Baykar, minche verch. Baykar, Baykar, minche verch. Thank you.
My name is Vaya Charkutian. I'm a member of the committee that organizes this event every year, and we're here together to recognize the 99th anniversary of the Armenian Genocide.
This monument?
Oh, I think it was 1965, if I'm not mistaken, yes.
Your family originally, where they are from?
Well, I was born in Baghdad, Iraq. My mother is from Syria, Aleppo. My father is from Baghdad. My grandfathers from my mother's side are from Urfa. My grandparents from my father's side are from Zaytun.
Of some of our non-speaking dignitaries. We have Mr. John Harabadian, the mayor of city of Sierra Madre. Ms. Armine Garabetian, board member of Glendale Unified School District. Mr. Paul Krikorian, the first Armenian American elected to the Los Angeles City Council. And Ms. Cristina Garcia, Assemblywoman representing the city of Montebello. Also with us, I'm happy to announce that we have the Armenian Cycling Association participating today with over 50 cyclists, including the former mayor of Glendale, Rafi Manoukian.
Originally, my grandparents, they are from, which it's called Musa Dagh, and it was a village which it's called Yogluluch. And my father came from the massacre day, and they ran away to Syria. Then from Syria they went back. They came to Lebanon.
Were they originally in from Musada? Or
Yes, originally they're from Musada.
45-day.
My father, yes. My father, my grandmother, my grandfather, they killed him, and my uncles, they all die in Musada.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ողջույն սիրելի հայրենակիցներ, I'm very honored to be here standing before all of you and with you to make sure that our holy dead, our victims of the genocide are remembered, and that we continue telling the world and educating everyone around us that this will never happen again. Not only for us, not only to eradicate what's happened to us, but to make sure that it doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. I also want to take a moment to introduce some fellow other elected officials, Councilmember Jack Hajinian and Mayor Zaria Sinanian, who are also joining here. And would also like to, because I know they couldn't be here, Assemblymember Scott Wilk and Assemblymember Khacho Achajian and I have joined in forming the Armenian Caucus in the State Assembly. Good job. And so next year it will be the Armenian Caucus that will be bringing forward the genocide commemoration activities in Sacramento. Thank you very much for being here and for remembering those that perished.
Oh, is it in Armenian or English? In English, yeah. Well, I am from Iran. I was born there, and but my parents have not been part of the genocide. But we know that how important it is to those who have suffered from the genocide. This is very important that we honor, we respect, and we continue our struggle in recognition of our rights. And I am the president of Armenian Bone Marrow Donor Registry. So our motto is that with every life that we have lost, we are trying to save a life. Our organization mission is to save all those patients who are suffering from leukemia, and their last survival is to find a donor.
Thank you very much. And now for a little break from speeches, it is my pleasure to introduce to you a joint choir performance by the Armenian Youth Association of California Choir and the Armenian Society of Los Angeles Choir, conducted by Maestro Mikhail Avedisian.
Your history of your parents, where they came from, what happened to them?
My parents, my dad was an orphan at 6 months old. His parents were from Van. You were from Van too. Okay, he and his brother, his elder brother, 2 years old, they were driven out by Turkish and Kurdish forces, mercenaries, whatever. They were driven to Iraq, Baghdad. On the way to Bakuba, my grandma threw herself in the Dikris River to avoid the Kurds and the Turkish fighters. She killed herself. My dad and his brother were driven out to Bakuba, where my grandfather died of illness. Then Rupen Harian, he collected him and his brother and I think a few hundred more orphans, and he took them to Jerusalem, where my father stayed there till 7 or 8 years old. After that, he was taken to Lebanon, Kelegian orphanage, and after that, AGBU took him to Melkonian Institute, and he graduated from there, and he served Armenian community as a teacher all his life. He passed away in 1999 here in the United States.
Thank you very much.